And welcome everyone to the YouTube home of South Metro Sportsplex. We're here live on this Friday evening. First of two home games for the Springboro Panthers. Coming in 9 wins, 11 losses on the season, and 4-5 in Capital Hockey Conference play. They'll take on last year's state title runner-up in the Celtics of Dublin Jerome. This is Lee W. Mowen with you here tonight, again on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Thanks for joining us, no matter where you come from. Happy to talk some hockey with you this evening as Springboro hosts Dublin Jerome. The Celtics are playing their second game of 3 on the weekend. They have a Dublin battle on Sunday against the Kaufman Rocks, but last night fell at Newark by a 5-2 margin. It was a tough game for the Celtics of Dublin Jerome, falling 5-2, but also mentioned on the Twitter account, DJHS Hockey, there was more penalty minutes on the Celtics compared to shots. Total shots in the game last night for the Celtics, 22 to 28 total penalty minutes. Very solid squad we have for both Dublin Jerome and Springboro. These Celtics, like I mentioned, the first Columbus area team to play for a state title in the sport of ice hockey. They fell short to St. Ignatius, who have won 4 in a row. As one of the Celtics jumps on the ice, we're about ready to start our contest. The Celtics will be donning the dark green kit with the white numbers and letters and pale gold trim. Very sharp kit for Dublin Jerome. On the front, it is Celts, C-E-L-T-S. Very sharp jerseys again for Dublin Jerome. As Springboro, they might be donning their home white jerseys or their third jerseys, which will be given away tomorrow via raffle on senior night as the Panthers will host Olentangy and the Braves. As Dublin Jerome now on the ice, Ryan Norkin will get the start for the Celtics in net, and he'll likely be opposed by Max Hubble. Max Hubble in his sophomore year, as the Panthers now jump on the ice in their home white jerseys. Max Hubble will take on Ryan Norkin. According to the stats available on DublinHockey.org, Ryan Norkin has played almost all of the Capital Hockey Conference games. 1-5-1 in conference play for Ryan Norkin, 2-2 outside conference play. Altogether, a goals allows average of 2.71 with 3 wins, 7 losses, and a draw. These Celtics are 1-4-1-1. That's a win, 4 losses, an overtime loss, and a tie for Dublin Jerome. Like I mentioned, they graduated 10. They have a full roster with the exception of James Gray, who was out tonight for Dublin Jerome due to a broken wrist. Although James Gray did play through said broken wrist against Upper Arlington, who happens to be the number 2 team in the state of Ohio. It's National Hockey Mom Day, and what a better way to celebrate said holiday with a hockey game at South Metro, where these Panthers all brought their parents to watch. Although you could make the argument that the parents came out to watch by themselves to support their loved ones. There's a lot of great hockey moms out there in the wonderful sport who do such a fantastic job keeping this sport alive and making sure that these kids stay healthy, these kids stay focused, these kids stay out there on the ice. Again, Springboro taking on Dublin Jerome this evening. The game was originally scheduled to start at 9:30, but got moved up a couple hours, which is very well appreciated by both the coaching staffs. Dublin Jerome, of course, from the western part of Columbus, calling the Dublin Chiller home, along with the Dublin Scioto Irish and the Dublin Kaufman Shamrocks. And the Celtics there as well. There's a couple other teams that play at the Dublin Chiller. There's, I believe, 5 or 6 chillers in the Columbus area, Dublin being not quite the farthest west point. That's now the Springfield National Trail and Parks and Recreation Department chiller, which is a nice meeting place for halfway spot for the non-Columbus Capital Hockey League teams, and the ones further away, like towards the east, like New Albany, Gahanna, Lincoln, and the like. As we now run down the Capital Hockey Conference standings, in the red division, like I mentioned, Upper Arlington currently 21-0 on the season, number 2 in the Buckeye State. Upper Arlington is having some kind of year for the Golden Bears. Right behind Upper Arlington is St. Charles and the Cardinals, 7-2 in 9 conference games. And right behind the Cards, the Patriots of Olentangy Liberty at 6-2-1. New Albany, 7 games accounted for. 5-2 are the Eagles. And Dublin Jerome, 5th place out of 5 teams in the red division. 1-4-1-1. That's a win, 4 losses, a tie, and an overtime loss. Where we look at the white division, that's where the Springboro Panthers are. Currently sitting in 5th place at 4-5 in conference play. Cincinnati Moeller on top. The Crusaders 7-1-1, that one being an overtime loss. Olentangy Berlin not too far behind. The Bears 5-3 in conference play. Olentangy Orange 4-3. St. X from Cincinnati, their first year in the capital. They are 4-4 after 8 games. Springboro 4-5. Dublin Kaufman 3-3-1, the next opponent for the Celtics on Sunday. Thomas Worthington 2-5-0-1. That's an overtime loss for the Cardinals. And in 8th place in the white division is Olentangy and the Braves at 2-6. They come into South Metro tomorrow at 7 for Springboro Senior Day, where 5 Panthers will be honored before the game. And in the blue division, there's 5 teams there. Bishop Watterson currently leading the blue at 5-2 behind the Eagles, the Vikings of Columbus Academy 3-3-1. 3-6 Gahanna Lincoln Golden Lions. 1-10 Dublin Scioto Irish, and 0-7 St. Francis de Sales. We have a couple other games on tap in the Capital Hockey Conference tonight. Upper Arlington will host New Albany at the Ice House. That's the side rink to One Nationwide Arena, you know, where the Columbus Blue Jackets play. And that's sure to be a barn burner there tonight. We also have a couple games already in progress. Olentangy Liberty at Thomas Worthington. St. Francis de Sales is at Bishop Watterson, who also calls Dublin Chiller home. Columbus Academy is at Gahanna Lincoln in the Battle of Easton. New Albany Upper Arlington. We have an Olentangy battle as Olentangy squares off with Olentangy Orange and the Pioneers. And Dublin Jerome and Springboro set to start shortly here from South Metro Sportsplex. Again, thanks for joining us this evening. This is Lee W. Mowen. Very excited to be bringing you this contest. And don't forget, you can chat with us on our live chat on YouTube. Say hi, say where you're coming from, say which team you're rooting for. If you just like hockey, that's quite all right too. We welcome all hockey fans here on this YouTube channel as the Panthers set to do battle with the Dublin Jerome Celtics. 2 games on the weekend. Again, Dublin Jerome tonight, Olentangy tomorrow for senior night as warm-up time is over. As we have a roster change as J.D. Schumann is donning his number 8 jersey once again. Instead of his 71 that he's had all season, it's back to number 8 for J.D. Schumann. His hockey shorts have the number 8 jersey. Your 5 seniors honored this weekend: Coleman Hauser, the captain of these Panthers, Theo DeRosa, Luke Halverson, Slade Surikoff, and Cahill Coyle. That's a very good class of Panthers that will be honored tomorrow. We'll take it down to the ice for the national anthem and the starting lineups, and then we're back after the puck drop for play-by-play of Springboro versus Dublin Jerome and the Celtics here in the YouTube home of South Metro Sportsplex. We'll be back after the lineups and anthem.
Starting lineup for as follows, starting for the Dublin Jerome Celtics. At center, number 87, Matt Fish. Left wing, number 23, Evan Halligan. Right wing, number 13, Anthony DePaulo. At defense, number 7, Gavin Nowitzki. At defense, number 21, Hayden Hale. And starting in net, goalie number 35, Ryan Dorkin. And the rest of Dublin Jerome Celtics. And starting for your Springboro Panthers, at center, number 27, Danny Morrow. At left wing, number 5, AJ DeRosa. At right wing, number 25, Taylor Pearl. At D, number 7, your captain, Coleman Hauser. At D, number 71, J.D. Schumann. And in net, number 35, Max Hope. And the Springboro Panthers. National Hockey Mom Day was launched in 2018 as a day dedicated to youth things and bring awareness to hockey moms across the world. On this second Friday of January, let's please take a moment to recognize our hockey moms. This evening we have sophomore Alina Koch from Springboro High School with us to sing the national anthem. Please rise and face the northern of the ring.
Are you ready for some hockey here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sportsplex? Because that's what we got as the Panthers of Springboro host the Dublin Jerome Celtics. This is Lee W. Mound with you here as the Panthers 9-11 on the season, 4-5 in Capital Hockey Conference play, taking on the 9-11-1 Dublin Jerome Celtics, who are 1-4-1-1 in the same CHC. Your starting lineups look like this. First for the Celtics, they will have Ryan Norkin in net, who overall in the season a goals allows average of 2.71. Ryan Norkin will be helped out by defenseman Hayden Hale and also Gavin Malicki. Your first line of offense for the Celtics tonight will be left winger Anthony DiPaolo. You'll have right winger Evan Halligan and center Matt Kish. Head coach of the Celtics in his 16th year, and the only head coach that this Celtics varsity program has known is Pat Murphy, with assistants Patrick Mayfield and Kurt Brown. As the Springboro Panthers, led by second-year head coach Nate Reynolds, taking over for longtime Springboro head coach Tony Morris, who now guides the ACHA Dayton Flyers with assistant coach Tony DeRosa. It's Max Hubbolt in net for Springboro, with the first line Danny Murrow on top of Cahill Coyle, and also AJ DeRosa, the wingman, Coleman Hauser, and also JD Schumann, your defenders. And we're underway as the Celtics head downwards the ice for this first period, and Springboro goes up the ice on the attack. We have played 20 seconds in as it's touched up by Gavin Malicki going towards the left as the Celtics look to reset. This Celtic squad, like I mentioned, 1-4-1-1, but those 4 losses happened in the red division, which is stacked again this year. Here's Kish trying to dial it towards Max Hubbolt, and it comes loose for Anthony DiPaolo. A big collision there. Halligan frees it away for the Celtics. Now on the other side, it's Malicki, Gavin Malicki, doubling over towards his other defensive partner, Hayden Hale, who lights the lamp. 49 seconds in, it's Hayden Hale between the points. He'll fire in an even strength goal, and it's quickly 1-0 Dublin Jerome with 14:11 to play in our opening frame. Great fire by Hayden Hale. He zips one in past Max Hubbolt. And the Panthers look at a 1-0 deficit on the scoreboard with 49 seconds ticked off the clock. We'll see a change of the line. That's Adam Booth, who dons an alternate captain's A for these Celtics. He took the face-off for the Dublin Jerome hockey team. Looking up top for Avery Malicki. The Celtics defense back in their own zone. Some of the keys for the Springboro squad: they have to play tight in their own zone, get deep pucks. Right now, Dublin Jerome quick on the offensive pressure as Ryan Polcotti looking for Theo DeRosa on the other side. That shot goes wide from the point, fired in by Carter Brown. Kept in by Adam Booth as the Celtics attack continues. 13:39 to play in our opening frame. 1-0 in favor of the visitors as Slade Surikoff gets it loose from Theo DeRosa, and the speedy senior hits it off the tip of the stick of Ryan Norkin. 1-0 Dublin Jerome. That feeder pass knocked away. Avery Malecki will drive it and shoot it off the legs of Max Hubble. And the puck comes loose for J.D. Schumann, again wearing his old number 8 jersey. Wore number 71 most of the season as his pass will have to take a bounce for Slade Surikoff to drive it. 1 of 5 seniors for Springboro. Up top for Schumann, away from the grasp of Jack Ryan. And Springboro will be whistled for offside. Last touch by J.D. Schumann. And we'll come back in the neutral zone for a drop. 13:04 to play in this first period as Dublin Jerome scores 49 seconds in to lead 1-0. Ryan Schroeder out on the ice, taking the faceoff for Springboro. He'll drop it back, looking for the left winger. And racing back, it will be Chris Scherer. Belted on in by Dublin Jerome in front of the red line by Nolan Kunzelman. He's the older brother to Joel Kunzelman. Giving chase is Jack Ryan on the opposite side. Springboro canes it in. Kept in by Jack Ryan, but right to Chris Scherer, who will drop it towards the left corner of Springboro's attacking zone. And that will be whistled icing on the Panthers. 12:40 to play in our opening frame here. 1-0 Dublin Jerome. The goal scored by Hayden Hale between the points. And the brand new army of Celts join the fray with Evan Halligan leaning in for the faceoff, opposite Ryan Schroeder this time. A readjustment on the hash marks. A little bit longer to drop the puck from the stripes as the ice house filling up with the Borough Blue Crew. That's the student section of Springboro. They turn out to all these games and they fill this place up quite lovely. Alex Grochin, the closest Panther there, but it's back to the Celtics defense. Dublin Jerome on top 1-0. In the neutral zone, it's Ryan Schroeder back for Coleman Hauser, pinballing it off a Celt as Grochin cycles it towards the Dublin Jerome bench. Tyler Conti will drop it across the right corner as the Celts trying to shoot away from Springboro's attack. Delayed offside, now waved down as the captain Coleman Hauser. He is 1 of 5 seniors. His bounce pass picked off by Anthony DiPaolo in the neutral zone. Here comes Matt Kish, the starting centerman for Dublin Jerome. Picks up his own puck away from Tyler Conti, dialing over towards the left face-off circle, and Halligan just slid past the puck as he tries to slow it down. Conti in front of the red line goes in for a drop, and the Panthers will swap out a couple. Here comes 4 new Panthers to the ice. Danny Murrow, the closest one there for the Panthers. Coleman Hauser trying to keep it in at the points, but nicely done. Danny Murrow sweeping in the neutral zone. Dublin Jerome coming back this way. Coleman Hauser with a bump on the carry from Evan Halligan. And the loose puck back to A.J. DeRosa. 11:30 to play in the first period. It's 1-0 Dublin Jerome, your score, as Coleman Hauser sweeps it back past J.D. Schumann. Fired on in by the Celtics defense at the left point in Sam Cho. Back this way, a chase by Joel Kunzelman. And back this way goes Adam Booth. But it's taken away by J.D. Schumann, who will draw a penalty. And our first power play of the game goes to Springboro for tripping. And into the box for Dublin Jerome. Looks like that's Avery Malecki. And we'll have a puck drop in front of Ryan Norkin with the Panthers trailing 1-0. First power play of the game going to Springboro. 49 seconds, Hayden Hale lights the lamp to give the visitors a 1-0 advantage. Danny Murrow leaning in for the face-off. It's dropped to the right of Ryan Norkin as Dublin Jerome gets a clear 3 seconds in. Max Hubble starts to go for it. It's a one-on-one race. Slade Surikoff battling Joel Kunzelman. Great speed by both hockey players out there. But Slade Surikoff, one of 3 alternate captains for this Panther squad, will dish it out for Ryan Schroeder. Picked off, and now Dublin Jerome quickly met up. Joel Kunzelman double teamed in the right face-off circle. Back to Adam Booth. Waiting back for it is J.D. Schumann. Coleman Hauser towards the left. Slade Surikoff towards the right. It's to Coleman Hauser, who darts it up ahead to the neutral zone. And it's left the rink. 1:26 to go on Springboro's first power play of the game. 10:35 to go in our opening period. It's 1-0 Dublin Jerome, your score. This Dublin Jerome team made history last year. They became the first Central Ohio team to play for the state title in hockey. And in fact, there's only one team in ice hockey history in Ohio to win that's not around the Toledo or Cleveland area. That'd be the Centerville Elks back in 1979, then part of the Northwest Hockey Conference. Around towards the left, it's Ryan Schroeder. He's blocked off by Gavin Malecki. Malecki battling, Gavin Malecki battling with Schroeder. It's kicked back out, J.D. Schumann left point. J.D. Schumann firing it in, and it skips towards the corner, zapped around by Hayden Hale. And it will come all the way back towards Max Hubbell with 56 seconds to go in this 5-on-4. The Panthers will chase it back. J.D. Schumann fakes a zap around. Evan Halligan, the closest Celtic there. Schumann works the left wing, speeding up ahead. Here's Murrow from the left point, looking back for J.D. Schumann. That pass zips away. Tyler Conti, A.J. DeRosa on the ice for the power play cell. 9:45 to go in the first. It's 1-0 Celtics. Your score. Hayden Hale has the goal for Dublin Jerome. Here comes another clear. This one will start to go on target, then bounce towards the left face-off circle, and it's settled down by Hubbell as Slade Surikov comes in, sweeps it away from Adam Booth. Back this way, we'll see J.D. Schumann picked off by Adam Booth at the Zamboni corner. That's where it enters here at South Metro Sportsplex. Booth looking to dart it back out, burning valuable time of this power play. It fired on in from the neutral zone from Anthony DiPaolo. 4 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Springboro maintains possession, and we're back to 5-on-5. And Avery Malecki will go to the bench. Your fifth Celtic out there is Brandon Chong. 9:02 to play in our opening frame as Dublin Jerome rang the bell 49 seconds in to lead 1-0. Celtics in their own zone. They're in the dark green jerseys. Celts on the front diagonally. As Springboro back in their home whites. Blue numbers, blue letters. It's Coleman Hauser racing, the captain of the Springboro Panthers in his senior year. Going back for Tyler Conti. Conti will scoop it up ahead out of the reach of Sam Cho, and it will go to the right corner for an icing call against the Panthers, and we're heading back in front of Max Hubbell with 8:37 to go in the first period. 1-0 Dublin Jerome is your score in a game that was originally scheduled to start at 9:30, but started at 7:30 instead. Face-off over to the right of Hubbell has Ryan Schroeder opposite of Jack Ryan for the face-off. Blasted left point. Max Hubbell bats it off the stick. Settled down by Alex Erickson. Flipped on high that time by the Celtics. Erickson racing back forward, stripped away. Here comes Dublin Jerome. Darted back looking for Ryan. It's blasted wide by Cho and scooped up at the right point by Nolan Kunzelman. Rochin trying to push it through. That hits off the backside of Alex Erickson as Coleman Hauser clears it away from the Celtic attack. And I'll be whistled for icing against the Panthers with 8:03. It's 1-0 in favor of Dublin Jerome. We'll see a brand new crew out there for Springboro. Brand new 5 for both Dublin Jerome and Springboro. As J.D. Schumann returns to action, Danny Murrow will wait for the face-off opponent in Evan Halligan. Got the start at left wing tonight. Murrow leans in and belted off towards the left. J.D. Schumann to the neutral zone. Hit hard off Cahill Coyle at the right wing out of the reach of Anthony DiPaolo. But Dublin Jerome will hit it off one of the blue rafters. Don't see that every day. With 7:53 to go in the first. 1-0 Dublin Jerome. Face-off will happen to the right of Max Hubbell, since that was off a Springboro touch. 1 of 2 games this weekend for the Panthers, both here at South Metro. Leading in for this face-off is Matt Kish. It's Polcotti off the glass before being hit by Kish in front. There's Hubbell holding the rebound. Another blast attempt, and Hubbell stretches out. We had Matt Kish coming in looking for the loose puck, and the second attempt was Evan Halligan. That's standing up in your crease by Max Hubbell. Strong set of saves there for the sophomore. He's in his second year at Springboro High School, and last year came into a very tough situation with 7:44 to go in the first, and 1-0 Celtics your score. From the goal from Hayden Hale. It's tipped, therefore no icing will be whistled. Hayden Hale will get there first. And the Celtics go straight away looking for Matt Kish. Heading towards the left wing is Polcotti, providing the defense for Springboro. Gets a bounce. Up ahead off a couple bounces. Here's Kish, rotating job, and a shot down low. Saved by Max Hubbell. Anthony DiPaolo, beautiful execution there, but Hubbell's leg wouldn't give. That's a nice save by Hubbell. And we'll drop the puck with 7:23 to go in the first. 1-0 Dublin Jerome's your score. We'll drop the puck to the left of Hubbell this time. Luke Halverson, also part of the senior class this year for Springboro. He'll take this face-off against Booth, and it will find Joel Kunzelman behind the circle. 1-0 Celtics your score. 7:17 remains in the first. Liam Hatton with a check, slowing down the captain, Avery Malecki. There's a scrum by the left boards, drop back. Slade Surikoff on the way of that pass, but Joel Kunzelman will pick it up in the right circle. Blasted on home. That's a goal from the blue line. That's Nolan Kunzelman, the older brother to Joel Kunzelman, firing on home as the Celtics double the lead with 7:02 to play in the first to make it a 2-0 Dublin Jerome advantage. 2 long blasts for 2 goals for Dublin Jerome in this game. First one scored 49 seconds in by Hayden Hale. This one scored about halfway through our first period by Nolan Kunzelman. Celtics right back on the attack after going up 2-0 now. Behind the back of Joel Kunzelman. Back in the neutral zone will go. And it's handled. And Luke Halverson just out of the grasp. It's behind his right leg. Pushed forward by Slade Surikoff. 2 Panthers attack, 1 Celtic and Joel Kunzelman. And it's back to Dublin Jerome as they push downwards the ice with 6:33 to play in our opening period. It's 2-0 Dublin Jerome. The goal scored by the Celtics from Hayden Hale and Nolan Kunzelman. Springboro, Luke Halverson tries to score one from the blue line. That went wide and high of Ryan Norkin. The backup goalies this evening. For Ryan Norkin, it's Nicholas Wagner, who has a 5-1 record in non-conference games. There's a shot and a save by Max Hubble. That was Evan Halligan with a fire on top of the circle. Loose puck, Tyler Conti comes up with it for the Panthers, and down this way will come Springboro's J.D. Schumann on a 2-on-2. Trying to get around the defensive core and swooping on in, loose puck, Joel Kunzelman from the defensive help. Joel Kunzelman circles around towards the right, heads towards the net and tries to rotate it in, save Hubble, but the rebound comes back to Dublin Jerome. Between the points, that will go off target. Nolan Kunzelman could not send it on target to Max Hubble. 5:39 to play in the first period, 2-0 Dublin Jerome your score as Conti drops it behind the goal line, kept in by Ryan Schroeder. And giving chase now will be the Celtics from their left corner. And it's going to be whistled icing as soon as it crosses that red goal line. And we'll drop it in front of Ryan Norkin with 5:25 to go in the first period. Springboro Panthers were part of SportsCenter's top 10 plays from January 6, 2020. It was a Michigan goal scored by the Findlay Trojans, Captain Harry Hall. He gets the bounce off an incoming defender and it wraps on in. It's very unique to see your hometown team make SportsCenter's top 10. A lot of the highlights on that day was NBA basketball, the Nuggets making a couple of big highlights. As Coleman Hauser swoops in, right point, jammed up with the body of Evan Halligan. And down this way will come Dublin Jerome off a bounce. Here's Evan Halligan working the right wing opposite of AJ DeRosa. Panthers 0 for 1 on the power play. Dublin Jerome yet to go on one. That check sends the Panther faithful in a frenzy as the glass rattles, the boards rattle. We'll see Colin Norkin, the younger brother to Ryan Norkin, end his first shift. Loose puck, it's Coleman Hauser looking for the left winger and AJ DeRosa. Off the top, the glass settled down by the Celtics. And Coleman Hauser will race back. That's going to be icing upon Dublin Jerome. We have 4:37 to play in our first period here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. During the first intermission, we'll try to get you some updates on other Capital Hockey Conference games. I mentioned Upper Arlington's hosting New Albany, a red division battle there. Dublin Jerome's in the red division, Springboro's in the white division. As Luke Halverson stripped of the puck, it's back to the Celtics. Been quite impressed so far with the Celtics' physicality and just how smooth the Celtics have been with the puck. 4:24 to go in the first. We're waiting on the puck carrier for the Celtics come out from behind the net looking for the left winger Brandon Chong, and that will skip off his stick and go for an icing call against Dublin Jerome. We have 4 1/4 to play in the first as the Celtics lead 2-0. The go-ahead goal is Hayden Hale blasting it between the points 49 seconds in. The second goal is scored by Nolan Kunzelman. And it's 2-0 Celtics as the face-off coming back in the neutral zone. Liam Hatton holding up Brandon Chong. The puck pushing forwards with the grasp of Jack Ryan. Hammered back across the neutral zone. Settled down by the Celtics. Looking up top for Brandon Chong. He'll go, and Chong will commit an infraction as he knocks Liam Hatton into the boards. And Liam Hatton down on the ice, yet to get up. That's going to be Chong to the box. As the Celtics lead 2-0, Hatton is starting to get up, which is a great sign for that young man. So it's 5-on-4 time for the Panthers. Liam Hatton drawing a second power play for Springboro. They're 0 for 1 thus far in that category, but we'll skate make it 5-on-4 for 2 minutes with 3:55 to play in the first and a 2-0 Celtic advantage here from South Metro Sportsplex. Great crowd on tap. And we'll go to the right for this face-off of Ryan Norkin. Danny Murrow will take this first face-off of the power play. Murrow leans in. I believe that's Adam Booth, his foe across, and it will find a Celtic, flipping it high. Won't hit the rafters again that second time, but picking up his own puck is Avery Malecki, the captain of the Celtics, as Coleman Hauser retrieves it past J.D. Schumann's grasp and settled down by Ryan Schroeder, who will circle around the blue line. It's stripped. Avery Malecki lurking nearby, gets it loose, but tangled up with a Panther. The two collide, and there's a helmet loose. Slade Surikov lost the white helmet. And the senior alternate captain will sling it back on before we have more play. 3:39 to go in the first. It's 2-0 Dublin Jerome, your score. Surikov will have to exit the ice. And we'll go towards the left as A.J. DeRosa will take his place. Slade Surikov leading the Panthers offense in goals. Like I mentioned, quite speedy out there, as we'll see Matt Kish for Dublin Jerome take it for the PK side. 2-0 Celtics, 3:25 remains in the first period. J.G. Schumann curving towards the left. Here's A.J. DeRosa pushing up top. Matt Kish right on top and on the blue. Gets A.J. DeRosa back in the Zamboni doors. A.J. DeRosa pushing up ahead, looking for Schroeder. Here's Murrow. He knocks the stick loose. That was his own stick. Gavin Malecki there on the defense as Hubble will stop that bouncing clear 50 seconds in. He'll golf it closer and let Coleman Hauser drive opposite now of Joel Kunzelman. And now here's J.D. Schumann. These Celtic Warriors have been quite tough on the Panthers puck carriers this evening. J.D. Schumann canes it closer, then receives a bump, and the puck becomes loose, and that's another clear on tap for Dublin Jerome. Ryan Schroeder back in his own zone, looking for Murrow on the right wing. It's back to the Celtics PK cell with 40 seconds left on the second Springboro power play. 2:32 to go in the first. 2-0 Dublin Jerome, as we'll have Hayden Hale slide into the boards off a Springboro shove. A.J. DeRosa up top, quickly met with a Celtic and Joel Kunzelman, who drives it back this way. We'll have Luke Halverson from the left around the bends, as Slade Surikov, the closest Panther there, but it's scooped up by the penalty kill cell of the Celtics. 2-0 Dublin Jerome, 2:10 to play in the first. Another clear towards Hubble, and this time the goalie goes for Tyler Conti, chased by Halligan in the neutral zone. DiPaolo gets it back, and the power play is done for Springboro. The Panthers fall to 0 for 2 on that category with 1:50 to play in the first, and the Celtics lead 2-0 on two long blasts, one goal each for Hayden Hale and Nolan Kunzelman. Skipping puck back this way towards the right. It's Carter Brown trying to push it forward. Here's a loose pass by DiPaolo. On target, Hubble with the stop. He'll cane the puck closer with Halligan closing in. Chris Scherer protects his goalie with Ryan Polcotti with 1:32 to go in the first. And a 2-0 Dublin Jerome lead, as we'll see a changing of the guard for both Springboro and Dublin Jerome. Like I mentioned before we dropped the puck for the first time this evening, Pat Murphy, he's in his 16th year at the helm, one of the longest tenured coaches in Southwest Central Ohio hockey. He's been the only varsity head coach this Celtic squad has known since the 2003-2004 season. Very long history here. The Celtics making history last year by being the first Columbus area team to play for a state title in hockey. And down this way, we'll have a shovel by the Celtics. Coleman Hauser trying to play it away from Hale. Back this way, Alex Erickson looks to clean it up. Past the grasp of Carter Brown, and A.J. DeRosa chasing Jack Ryan. We're down to our final minute of this first period. 2-0 Dublin Jerome's your score, as Carter Brown drives in on the right wing. His send towards the corners, blocked by Ryan Schroeder. Here comes Danny Murrow trying to free it away, but incoming Jack Ryan on the blue line. Takes it to the right face-off circle, fires it wide. Closest one there was Erickson. He'll try to get away from Murrow. Murrow will send it towards Norkin. That's Ryan Norkin in goal. It would not have been icing as it was tipped, according to the referees. At the right point, giving chase now is Avery Malecki. Taking him down as coming up loose with it is Joel Kunzelman. Down this way, we'll have Conti feeding Surikov with 15 seconds left. Surikov off of Ryan Norkin, heading behind the goal line. Now in the neutral zone, J.D. Schumann keeps it away from there, but right back to Carter Brown and the Celtics, who lead 2-0. 5 seconds left, and an attack in the net, and that goal scores with 1 second left. I want to say Avery Malecki has that final touch in. Hubble made the initial stop towards the right, but there was 2 Celtics coming in and firing on home, and Dublin Jerome leads 3-0 with a second left in our opening period. Luke Halverson will take the last face-off of this first period, posed by Avery Malecki, I believe. And now that was Adam Booth, but that's 15 minutes accounted for. Dublin Jerome gets one early, 49 seconds early, and gets one late with 1 second left and one in the middle as the Celtics lead the Panthers 3-0 after 1 period of play. Both teams will head to their respective locker rooms as the Big Blue Zamboni comes out and does its thing. And we'll come back in the first intermission, hopefully with some Capital Hockey Conference scores. This is the YouTube home of South Metro Sportsplex as Springboro leads Dublin Jerome 3-0 after the first period. It's a 3-0 Dublin Jerome lead. A couple of changes on the scoring. Joel Kunzelman gets that goal to make it 3-0. Hayden Hale still with the first Celtic goal. Avery Malecki gets the second goal for the Celtics. As Dublin Jerome now heading upwards on the ice. They're in the dark cream kit. We see Ryan Norkin in front of us. Black goalie mask for Norkin, the older brother to Colin Norkin, who had a couple of shifts. And Springboro claws downwards on the ice as the Celtics lead 3-0. We'll try to get some scores of other Capital Hockey League games. End of the first period, Columbus Academy 2, Gahanna Lincoln 1. Bishop Watterson currently leads 3-0 at this juncture. And 2-1 Upper Arlington after one. Blasting on through. Great save by Hubble. Right point blank is Evan Halligan. And down this way will come Springboro. Dublin Jerome very physical and very good with the puck in that first period. As Danny Murrow sweeps away from Hayden Hale. 0 for 2 on the power plays are the Panthers as Murrow's shot blocked with the stick of Gavin Malecki. It's settled down the other side by Cahill Coyle, one of 5 seniors that will be honored tomorrow. And also, a couple lucky fans will win their third Springboro jersey. We're back underway here. We've played 50 seconds of the second frame as right winger Matt Kish pushing up ahead. That shot going wide to Max Hubble. Max Hubble's backup is Braden Hauser. And Ryan Norkins is Nicholas Wagner. Flipped around the corners as Ryan Polcotti giving chase. And cycled on target. Ryan Norkin with a quick reaction as the puck zipped on in. And back with it is Hayden Hale. Getting the first goal 49 seconds in. We have 13:40 to play in the second frame. And 3-0 Dublin Jerome is your score. Avery Malecki, who gets credit for the second goal, pushing upwards on the ice, looking for Joel Kunzelman. And Springboro back with it defensively. Will have a touch from Theo DeRosa, and it's stripped away by alternate captain Adam Booth. Booth working the left side of the rink with 13:20 to play in the second. Thanks for joining us. And there's a pounce on the puck by Max Hubble. Again, thanks for joining us this evening on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Glad to be part of the start of another weekend, the second weekend of the 2020s. Not only the year 2020, but the 2020 decade as well. The 2020s, the roaring 20s as some people call it. Around the other side, stopped at the right point by Nolan Kunzelman, the older brother to Joel Kunzelman. Back in the neutral zone, past the legs of Carter Brown. Recovered quickly by Adam Booth. Nice heads up read. Again, Springboro at full strength according to bench. Everyone accounted for tonight for the Panthers. For Dublin Jerome, one missing in action. That's James Gray with a broken wrist. But he did play through that broken wrist against Upper Arlington. Try to give Dublin Jerome a chance against the Golden Bears. Off the glass, we'll have Carter Brown. And Coleman Hauser takes the puck and sweeps it around. Stopped by Landon Hale at the right point. That hits off a post, and Theo DeRosa takes the loose puck and zips it around. Carter Brown whiffs on that attempt from the point, but settled down by the quarterback of the defense, Nolan Kunzelman. We have 12:23 to go in the second, a very quick moving second period. And it's 3-0 Dublin Jerome, all goals scored in the first period as Jack Ryan looks to tack another goal on for the Celtics. Celtics 1-4-1-1 in Capital Hockey Conference play, Springboro 4-5, and this puck will roll towards Ryan Norkin. Stop down low. And Carter Brown now driving towards the left. Carter Brown will swoop in and dart it across towards the Springboro bench. Pushed on through by the Panthers. Here's Tyler Conti. His shot off a Celtic stick in front. The Celtic stick in front was by alternate captain Nolan Kunzelman. And since it's off a Celtic, we'll keep it in front of the Celtic goalie. Ryan Norkin opposite Max Hubble. 11:51 to play. In the second period, it is 3-0 Dublin Jerome visiting Springboro. Second of 3 games for the Celtics. They'll take on Dublin Kaufman on Sunday at the Dublin Schiller. As Gavin Malecki will sweep towards the right. Pushed up ahead for Landon Hale. Back to the Springboro defense, past Conti, and it's heading towards the goal line, and it'll be whistled icing against the Panthers. And we'll stop the clock, 11:34 to go in the second. 3-0 Celtics, your score. Like I mentioned, the Borough Blue crew packing around the corners quite lovely, as they do each and every home Panther game. We also have shades of green and gold. That's from the Celtic faithful, making the trip from Central Ohio to Montgomery County, USA. Springboro itself lies in Warren County, but it's just a stone's throw away down 741 from South Metro Sportsplex. Both Springboro and Centerville share South Metro Sportsplex home a couple years back. Alter was the third team here as well. Picked up by Ryan Schroeder as the Panthers in their own zone with 11:20 to play in the second, and a 3-0 Dublin Jerome lead on the right wing, as giving defense is Sam Cho. On the other side, pushing ahead is AJ DeRosa. AJ DeRosa against Gavin Malecki. The two will battle in front of the locker room doors as Danny Murrow trying to help out the Springboro cause. There's a second Celtic down low, and it will go back to Murrow, who's quickly met up with Gavin Malecki. Here's AJ DeRosa again, loose delay penalty on Dublin Jerome, as the Celtics will touch it up. Sliding through is Colin Norkin, and we'll have high sticking the call against the Celtics. Third penalty whistled against Dublin Jerome, like I mentioned, for yesterday's 5-2 loss at Newark. The Celtics had 28 minutes in the box compared to 22 total shots. And the Celtics will have their third penalty kill of the night. They've done quite well in the PK cell in the first two opportunities back in the opening frame. But Springboro with their first 5-on-4 in the second period with 10:52 to play in the middle frame. Matt Kish opposite Danny Murrow for this faceoff. And darted towards the right, looking for Coleman Hauser opposite Carter Brown. Coleman Hauser trying to get it loose. Carter Brown with a clear attempt, stopped at the right point and kept in, but bouncing off Evan Halligan, who's off to the races looking for a shorthander. Evan Halligan cannot score. Slade Surikoff, great defense, staying with him to prevent a shorthander goal. Back that way is Ryan Schroeder as the Panthers in their own zone. Schroeder gets it back, looks across towards the right, but it will find the stick of Nolan Kunzelman in the neutral zone. And he'll fire it on in towards the Springboro bench, looking to hit off the glass in front of the off-ice officials. That will result in the defensive face-off for Dublin Jerome with 10:29 to play in the second. 3-0 Celtics your score. A couple changes on the PK cell for the Celtics as Captain Avery Malecki rejoins the fray. Danny Murrow for the Springboro side of the face-off to Slade Surikoff behind the right face-off circle, fires it in off the stick. Sam Cho will keep it in Springboro's attacking zone. There's 1:22 to go on the Panthers' third power play of the game. 10:13 to go in the second. 3-0 Dublin Jerome. Face-off off to the left of Ryan Norkin as Adam Booth squares up with Danny Murrow. Referee looks up towards the blue rafters, which has seen one puck bounce off its iron beams tonight. Fired in wide from the between the points area. J.D. Schumann retrieves it back on that pass from Ryan Schroeder, working it towards the Zamboni doors. Here's Danny Murrow sweeping in away from Hayden Hale. Hayden Hale's got the game-winning goal if the home side of the scoreboard doesn't change from a 0 to a 1. Flung on home on that clear Hayden Hale, and the Panthers with 56 seconds to work on this 5-on-4. Celtics will fire back in, keeping it away from the Panthers. Cho will fire one towards Hubble, the save by the Springboro goalie. Panthers down 3-0, 9.5 to play in the second. 40 seconds remain on the 5-on-4 here at National Hockey Mom Day. It's a great hockey holiday. Towards the right, we'll see Schumann pushing it through, skating across the blue line, and Schumann goes offside. Schumann goes offside. The Celtics will exchange their entire penalty kill cell with 9:19 to play in the second, and 3-0 Celtics lead. All three goals scored in the first frame. Avery Malecki, the second goal. Hayden Hale, the first. Joel Kunzelman, the third. Joel Kunzelman's stick was the one to poke it in past Max Hubble on a good rush towards the Springboro goalie. We'll have a check on the attempted puck carrier. I believe that was Slade Surikoff, who has to retrieve his stick back in the neutral zone. Surikoff back in action with 5 seconds left on this power play. The Celtics will get the puck in the neutral zone as the 5-on-5 play returns. Gavin Malecki to the bench, and outwards comes Brandon Chong. 3-0 Celtics as the Panthers 0 for 3 on the power play. Chong will go one-on-one with AJ DeRosa. AJ DeRosa gets there first. Chong almost goes through the legs of AJ DeRosa. There's a shot up top, and Max Hubble goes down. 8:33 to go in the second. AJ DeRosa and a second Panther. I think that's Danny Murrow, making sure that Max Hubble's okay. Cahill Coyle, Liam Hatton return to action. I believe Nolan Kunzelman out there for the Celtics again as Jack Ryan for this face-off. 8:33 to go in the second. 3-0 Celtics, your score. There's a goal fired in behind Max Hubble right on the goal line. And Dublin Jerome scores their first of the second to lead 4-0. 8:25 to go in the second. Dublin Jerome now leading 4-0. Goal in front of Max Hubble. Celtics now up by 4. As that's Jack Ryan racing towards the goal. Springboro looking to have one there. That's shot at the chest of Ryan Norkin from Danny Murrow. And it's a save by the Celtic goalie. 8:14 to play in the second. 4-0. Update on Dublin Jerome Athletics wrestling team beat Worthington Kilbourne last night, 50-27. Nice win for the Celtics. Worthington Kilbourne was at the Greater Miami Valley Wrestling Association Holiday Tournament. Got to see some Wolves wrestle for places last weekend of the holiday. That's blasted down low. Max Hubble, big rush in front. Loose puck, Chong, and it's to the Panther logo on the sweater of Max Hubble. Saved by the Panthers goalie with 8:01 to go in the second, and the Celtics up 4-0. Theodorosa, Slade Surikov, and Luke Halverson return to action for the Panthers. Halverson will come in for this faceoff. Max Hubble in net opposite of Ryan Norkin tonight. First of 2 games for these Panthers, including senior night tomorrow against the Olentangy Braves. And yes, we'll have that game here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Loose puck picked up by Alex Erickson at the right point. And a quick shot into Max Hubble, absorbed by the Springboro goalie with 7:44 to play in the second. Celtics lead 4-0, and the Panthers use this opportunity to swap out. Looks like 4 out of the 5. I believe Slade Surikov will actually come back towards the bench. Actually, that's Chris Scherer. We'll drop it between Erickson and Ryan Schroeder as the Panthers look to push it into the neutral zone. Kept in by Hayden Hale in front of the blue line. Fired on wide by Joel Kunzelman, who has credit for that third goal. That's off the stick of Schroeder with 7:30 to play in the second. 4-0 Dublin Jerome, your score. In front of the blue line, flung on wide, keeping it on the attack for the Celtics in green. That's a point saved by Gavin Malecki. Gavin Malecki again with the right hand travel. Pushing it up across, looking for Colin Norkin. Colin Norkin tangled up as Springboro looking to push it downwards towards the neutral zone. And upwards for Joel Kunzelman. Heading towards the slot, lost the handle in the scrum. And now Springboro's Slade Surikov sweeps it back for J.D. Schumann. 6:52 to play in the second, a 4-0 Dublin Jerome advantage. Hayden Hale with the scoop behind Ryan Norkin's net. Looking up ahead for racing Anthony DiPaolo. Transaction in the neutral zone has Matt Kish driving it. Pinball back in by the Panthers in the neutral zone as Hayden Hale going towards the left and Kish up ahead. And Kish fires it. And a save by Hubble. Springboro coming back that way. Gavin Malecki this time at the left point. Flings it in towards the right circle. Settled down by Kish off a strong bounce. Kish will sweep it on the second time, sending it wide left. And back to Dublin Jerome. Kish again. That's hammered wide. Celtics have done a very nice job keeping it in their attacking zone. It's Gavin Malecki up ahead towards the left corner. Driving it to the left faceoff circle. One-timer finished off by Evan Halligan. 5-0 Dublin Jerome. 5:59 to play in the second. That's a nice bit of execution there by the Celtics. A little bit of tic-tac goal. A couple good passes and finding Halligan for the one-timer deep in front of Max Hubble. And the Celtics now lead 5-0 with under 6 to play in the middle frame. We're halfway through this contest as Dublin Jerome looking to win their second straight conference game. Landon Hale gets the 4th goal, by the way, for Dublin Jerome. On the race for it is Joel Kunzelman. Liam Hatton trying to strip it away, but it's back to the Celts in green. Sweeping around towards the right. Boof stripped of it. Back for Joel Kunzelman. Neutral zone recovery for TJ Boroff. Boroff looks towards the right. Nolan Kunzelman straightened it up ahead off a Springboro bounce. Nolan Kunzelman again looking for Joel Kunzelman. The Kunzelman brothers trying to work that right side, and Adam Boof came away with it for a split second. Nolan Kunzelman to Joel Kunzelman off the stick. And Springboro's Liam Hatton tries to get there first. Joel Kunzelman trying to go down low. Alex Grochin trying to free it away. Make that Cahill Coyle trying to free it away. Celtics still driving behind the goal line. Now stopping past the right corner. Swooping up ahead. Here is a blast going wide. Avery Malecki looking to light the lamp twice. Again, Landon Hale and Evan Halligan, goal scorers number 4 and 5. 5 different Celtics have scored in this game. And it's 5-0 Dublin Jerome. 4:40 to play in the second. Pushing up ahead, we'll have Joel Kunzelman attacking the right, sweeping it towards Avery Malecki on the right. Around that corner, Luke Halverson coming away with it. The Panthers 0 for 3 on the power play. Dublin Jerome yet to go on one. Belted up ahead by TJ Boroff. Liam Hatton giving chase. Coleman Hauser's on the other side. There's a loose stick on the ice. Away from the grasp of Brandon Chong. 4:10 to play in the second. 5-0 Celtics your score. Flipped on towards the neutral zone. Boroff will give a slight chase. It will be waved off as it hits off the boards. Boroff will drive it. He was the closest one there, therefore no icing was whistled. His clear attempt up ahead, jammed up by Springboro, but settled back down by Jack Ryan. 3:50 to play in the second. Here's Springboro looking to get on the scoreboard. Halverson jammed up. Ryan trying to push it ahead. Surikov will sweep it around the bends as Norkin, the goalie, Ryan Norkin, will direct traffic towards the left. But Boroff will belt it up ahead looking for Chong. And now pushing up ahead is Jack Ryan. 3.5 to go in the second as the Celtics have scored twice in this period. Looks like Brandon Chong was almost going to skate across the sticks like railroad tracks. But Springboro comes away with it towards the right. Ryan on the chase. J.D. Schumann recovers for the Panthers. 3:17 to go in the second. It's 5-0 in favor of the visitors from Dublin, Ohio. That'd be the Jerome Celtics. 2 other high schools in the area. That's Dublin Scioto, who was here to close out 2019, and Springboro won 15-3. Dublin Kaufman is the other one, the Rocks. Also part of the white division, along with the Panthers. Dublin Jerome in the red division, Dublin Scioto in the blue. A little bit of Dublin for all. That's a blast on the blue line, Nolan Kunzelman, and it's absorbed into the glove of Max Hubble. 5-0 Celtics your score. Again, Landon Hale, wraparound fire. And the 5th goal, it's Evan Halligan, the starting left winger today for the Celtics. Face off towards the left as the Panthers get a piece of it, but Gavin Malecki in the neutral zone coming away with it again. Halligan from Hayden Hale and Gavin Malecki is your official goal scorer, according to the Twitter user DJHS Hockey. Springboro's SHS Borough Hockey. The backhander stopped by Max Hubble, but 2:25 to play in the second. Nicely packed house here at South Metro Sportsplex. Gavin Malecki shot, that hit off the stick in front. Still a loose stick on the ice. It's making its way down towards the neutral zone as the Panthers push across the red line. And Sam Cho coming up with it, up ahead looking for Booth. It's a 2-on-2 heading back towards the left. Shot save, Hubble. Booth was there in the slot for that last pass. 2 to play in the second as the Celtics lead 5-0. 5 unanswered from the visitors. Played offside as Coleman Hauser has a chance to play it. And the arm goes down as the captain feeds it across and into the Zamboni corner. It will bounce for an icing call against Springboro. Panthers 4-5 in Capital Hockey Conference play. First of 2 games for the Panthers this weekend. Again, tomorrow night is senior night, where Coleman Hauser, Theo DeRosa, Luke Halverson, Slade Surikoff, and Cahill Coyle will be honored before the game. Down low in front, Max Hubble, it slips past, and that's a good goal for the Celtics, who have scored 3 in this frame. And it's now 6-0 in favor of Dublin Jerome. Looked like the initial save was made by Hubble, but the puck kept carrying past the goalie. And as Hubble fell, it might have went off his bounce. As we'll have a center ice face-off with Matt Kish. (6-0) Celts your score. Kish leans in for the face-off, opposed by Danny Murrow, as one of the referees talks to assistant coach Tony DeRosa and head coach Nate Reynolds. His second year with the Panthers, taking over for longtime head coach Tony Morris. And now up ahead, racing is Evan Halligan, looking for another one. His pass will not find the intended target, but coming back for the loose puck is Anthony DiPaolo. In the right corner with 1:25 to play in the second, 6-0 Dublin Jerome scores. To the left face-off circle from DiPaolo's pass. Liam Hatton giving chase. Here's Halverson leaning in. Dublin Jerome again with the loose puck. It's Kish with the drive and firing on in. Left leg save by Max Hubble. Still with the Celtics, however, with 1:05 to go in the second. 6-0 Dublin Jerome's your score. There's a check by Luke Halverson trying to get the puck loose. And back with it with 1 minute to go. Shot saved by Hubble. That was fired in by Anthony DiPaolo. Here come the Celtics again. Kish around the body of Slade Surikoff. However, his shot goes wide. Delayed penalty on Springboro. This will be the first power play on the night for Dublin Jerome as Springboro gets the last touch. Norkin had to make the long skate to the bench, and we'll have roughing the call. Roughing the call against Springboro, and the Celtics will enjoy their first power play with 42.5 seconds to go in the second. Luke Halverson, the guilty party for the Panthers. Schroeder, Coleman Hauser, Tyler Conti, and Ryan Polcotti, your penalty kill unit out there for Springboro. And we'll see Adam Booth take this first face-off for the power play cell of Dublin Jerome, who leads 6-0, 40 seconds to go in our middle frame. Around the right corner, driving are the Celtics. Here's Ryan Schroeder right on the back of the puck carrier. Puck comes loose as Springboro looking to clear it. Nice job at the left point, Carter Brown. Chipped on in, that's saved by the goalie, Nolan Kunzelman. 20 seconds left in the second. Still 6-0 for Jerome. Puck now driving Joel Kunzelman. Behind the net of Max Hubble. Celtics work the left corner. 1:28 to go in the power play. 8 seconds left. From the left corner, waiting back, Carter Brown. Some open ice for Nolan Kunzelman, who fires it wide and hammers the corners. And that's 30 minutes accounted for here at South Metro Sportsplex. Both teams jump off their benches. Dublin Jerome will come back to the ice with 1:18 to work on their first power play of the game. And 2 periods accounted for. Dublin Jerome has scored 3 goals in each the first and the second. And it's 6-0 Dublin Jerome after 30 minutes of play. We'll come back in the second intermission for score updates. There's a spoiler here. It's Columbus Academy 2, Gahanna Lincoln 2, about halfway through that game. But we'll get you some scores of other Capital Hockey Conference games in the second intermission. You're listening and watching the YouTube home of South Metro Sportsplex. 6-0 Dublin Jerome after 2. Both teams have returned to the ice as we'll give you some Capital Hockey Conference scores. After 2 periods of play, Upper Arlington leads New Albany 4-2 as they're looking to become 22-0 on the season. A big tie for Thomas Worthington. They draw with Olentangy Liberty. 52 saves for George Bear of the Cardinals. And Olentangy Liberty, by the way, the number 4 team in Ohio. And it's 2-2 Columbus Academy and Gahanna Lincoln as we're back underway. The Celtics heading back downwards against Max Hubble and Springboro clawing upwards against Ryan Norkin. And the Panthers in the home white, Dublin Jerome in the traveling dark green jerseys. Belting it is Hayden Hale. By the way, the 6th goal was scored by Matt Kish. And that's 6 different Celtics lighting the lamp tonight as the power play continues for the next 48 seconds, and we played 31 seconds of the 3rd period. It's 6-0, and shot going wide, keeping it 6-0 from the stick of Anthony DiPaolo. Celtics back on the attack. Between the points, slowed down by Hayden Hale, pushing into the left face-off circle, high and wide, off target of Max Hubble, and sailed down by Matt Kish. Kish again from the right face-off circle, 24 seconds to work on the power play, and 55 seconds gone for the 3rd. Fired on home, power play goal. Between the points for Gavin Malecki, and it's 7-0 Dublin Jerome. The power play taking a total of 1:40 between the 2nd and 3rd period. 7-0 Celtics, your score, and we'll have a goalie change as Braden Hauser will have his first ever look at these Celtics from Dublin Jerome. Braden Hauser comes in, taking the place of Max Hubble, the younger brother to Coleman Hauser. It's a power play goal, first one of the night, as Dublin Jerome 1 for 1 in that category. Springboro 0 for 3. Ryan Schroeder tangled up in the South Metro Sportsplex logo. You're watching YouTube home of South Metro Sports as the Celtics have struck early on for the 2nd time and now leading 7-0 here at the Sportsplex. This is Lee W. Mound with you. Thanks for joining us as Carter Brown gets a piece of it. Fired on in. Braden Hauser measures up well. That was fired in by Nolan Kunzelman. And we'll drop it to the left of the first-year Springboro goalie. Last year, the backup goalie was Jordan Babb, but he's now a skater for the Panthers. Ran the very hilarious backup goalie account for Springboro hockey. A very funny gentleman is Jordan Babb. Flung on the other side is Theodorosa. Carter Brown will send it on target. That's wide off the side of the net as Booth looking back, and we'll have Howerson drive it for Slade Surikov. 1 Celtic in front and firing up top. That is gloved by Ryan Norkin. Again, your 5 seniors for Springboro honored tomorrow. We'll have that streamed for you Panther fans before the game. It will be Coleman Hauser, the captain, Theodorosa, Luke Halverson, Slade Surikov, and Cahill Coyle. I've watched Surikov, Coyle, and Coleman Hauser all 4 years here at Springboro. Exceptional people and players. It's a different feeling. You watch them as freshmen, and then they turn into seniors. Celtics looking to clear it away. Ryan Norkin still in net. Again, the backup for Ryan Norkin is Nicholas Wagner. 13:04 to go in the 3rd. 1 goal early in this frame for the Celtics. It's a power play goal scored by Gavin Malecki, his first tonight. The Celtics lead by 7. Luke Halverson trying to keep it away from an incoming TJ Boroff. And Halverson in the race against the puck carrier and Hayden Hale, who scored what is right now the game-winning goal if the 0 doesn't change to a 1 for the Panthers. Again, Dublin Jerome 1-4-1-1 in Capital Hockey Conference play, but those losses against the tough red division. I mentioned you have your 2nd best and 4th best team in the state according to my hockey rankings in Upper Arlington and Olentangy Liberty. Also New Albany, St. Charles in the mix, and these Celtics as well. That is a brutally tough red division. Last year it included the Mola Crusaders, who was dropped down from red to white. Fished on in Alex Erickson. And AJ DeRosa gets it off the heavy bounce of Colin Norkin's reach. Here's Coleman Hauser, the captain, flinging it off the boards. That's going to cross the goal line and go for an icing call against Springboro. we have ourselves a 7-0 Dublin Jerome lead. Matt Kish gets credit with one of the 2 assists on Gavin Malecki's power play goal. That's at least 3 goals scored from long distance as Danny Murrow opposite Alex Erickson. J.D. Schumann comes up with it. Working the left side in front of A.J. DeRosa to the left face-off circle, tangled up, and Schumann lost the handle, again wearing his old number 8 jersey instead of number 71. Braden Hauser now in net, came in after the power play goal was scored. 11:37 to go in the third period. It's 7-0 Dublin Jerome. Panthers looking to clear it towards the opposite side. We'll have Avery Malecki dropping it back up ahead. Here come the Celtics in the dark green. J.D. Schumann, his attempt up top looking for someone. That's Colin Norkin sending it back in his attacking zone. A.J. DeRosa now on a forward race with 11:11 to go in the third. 7-0 for Jerome. That shot does not get to Ryan Norkin. It's taken away by the Celtics. Again, very good driving the puck. Very physical in this game as well as Carter Brown with a bouncing goal off a Coleman Hauser past Braden Hauser. And Carter Brown lights the lamp for his first tonight. And it's 8-0 Dublin Jerome with 10:55 to play in the third. Carter Brown lights the lamp, gets it off to Panthers, and it tucks in past the right skate of Braden Hauser for his first goal allowed on the day. 8-0 Dublin Jerome is your score. The Celtics get a day off tomorrow as they prepare for Dublin Kaufman on Sunday afternoon. Battle of Dublin at that chiller. Of course, the chiller's named after the ECHL team responsible for bringing the Blue Jackets into Central Ohio, and also had those like zebra-style jerseys. Shot save, rebound, Braden Hauser 2 saves. Halligan the initial save, and sweeping on in is Anthony DiPaolo. Keeping the door closed is Braden Hauser. Carter Brown gets the bouncing goal in for the 8th score for DJ, and the Celtics lead 8-0. Halligan, drop back, Carter Brown. Driving in his own zone, Alex Grochin giving chase. Tyler Conti towards the right, we'll have Matt Kish in the neutral zone. Tipped up ahead, and the forward, Halligan, unable to tip it home towards Braden Hauser. A 2-on-1 battle with Halverson and Scherer trying to get loose to Kish. Kish looking for the goal, hammered on home. I believe that's Anthony DiPaolo with a sweep. And it's now 9-0 Dublin Jerome as the Celtics have scored 3 goals in each period. 10:15 remains in the third. Tell you, this Celtics team, great job attacking tonight and skating and puck control. The only real thing you can say Dublin Jerome needs to work on for their battle against Dublin Kaufman is the penalties. Nice feeder pass, but it's heavy off the touch of Avery Malecki, who goes back behind the cage to retrieve it, as the Celtics have committed 3 penalties. They had 28 minutes of penalties on 22 shots against Newark last night on the road for a 5-2 loss. Here comes Adam Booth. Saved by Braden Hauser. Back to Avery Malecki, and a whiff on the shot going top of the puck, Joel Kunzelman. Here's Murrow driving in a 1-on-2. Trailed by Surikov to the house. Norkin says no. Booth will try to get the puck back. It's kicked forward by the Celtics, and the green jerseys head back this way. Back turn towards the attacking zone. Joel Kunzelman squares around in the left face-off circle with 9:23 to play. Tangled down with the stick of Polcotti. Surikov on the race, going down low. Booth gets there first. Both gentlemen collide into the boards as Schroeder gets it back, looking for Cahill Coyle up top. And we'll have an offside whistle against Dublin Jerome with 9:07 to go in the third. Like I mentioned, 3 penalties against. That's not bad. That's telling you how good of a game Dublin Jerome is playing tonight. And a whistle and a face-off in the neutral zone with Ryan Schroeder taking the Springboro side of things. Panthers trail 9-0 as the Olentangy Braves will come into town tomorrow for senior night. Again, we'll stream the senior night festivities if you can't be here at South Metro. And we'll have the Braves and the Panthers square off here. Here's a firing wide and high of Braden Hauser, taken with the stick of Gavin Malecki. Stop with the body of Chung. Puck still alive in the left face-off circle, out of the grasp of Landon Hale, who scored the 4th goal. So far, it's Hayden Hale's goal, the game winner, with 8.5 to play in the 3rd. 9-0 Dublin Jerome is your score as the Celtics look for their 2nd straight win in Capital Hockey Conference play. Their first win was against St. X, 5-2. Collision in the neutral zone. Gavin Malecki holds his ground. We'll have a whistle. And it's going to be whistled a hand pass against the Celtics. Something I like about all 3 high schools of Dublin, their nickname is something important in Irish folklore. Dublin Jerome, yes, it's spelled like the basketball team in Boston, Massachusetts, but it's pronounced Celtics. Actually, the first time Dublin Jerome came in, when I started broadcast here at South Metro, I had to ask if it's Celtics or Celtics. And it's Celtics. We also have the Rocks, which is short for Shamrocks of Dublin Kaufman, and the Irish of Dublin Scioto. Schumann trying to send one on target, and Polcotti dropping back as Dublin Jerome looking for their 4th goal. Knocked down cleanly. J.D. Schumann coming up with a nice defensive check and open ice. But it's back to the Celtic core behind the blue. Conti keeps it out of the grasp of Joel Kunzelman. 9 different goal scorers for this Celtic squad with 7:41 to go in the 3rd. Drop back here is Nolan Kunzelman looking to light the lamp, and does. 10-0 Dublin Jerome, 7:37 to go in period number 3. By the way, before I forget it, before we sign off for the night after this game is over, I want to thank our cameraman for our contest here. Doing a great job with the camera. Always appreciated. Face-off will happen in Central Ice. However, I think the referees are talking. In Ohio, if you get to a certain lead, I believe it's 10, you have a rolling clock, and there goes the clock. It's a mercy rule. You might know about the football rolling clock. I don't think basketball has a rolling clock. I could be wrong. Hockey, the deficit is 10 for most games. If you're in certain tournaments, there could be special rules on that. It could be 6, could be 7. I think the DePaulo tournament in Miami was 7. That goes wide to Ryan Norkin, handled now by Danny Murrow, looking for AJ DeRosa. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. We're under a rolling clock situation as the Celtics have scored 4 in the 3rd. Nolan Kunzelman gets the goal. And that's his first on the night. I thought he had goal number 2. But that's his first, and that's 10 different scorers for this Celtic squad. Cahill Coyle drops it back for Coleman Hauser. Like I mentioned, he is one of 5 seniors looking for Cahill Coyle. Coyle, Hauser, Coleman Hauser, and Slade Surikov are 3 Panthers that I've watched grow up as freshmen. My first year starting to cover Springboro here on this YouTube channel. And now, tomorrow, I get to see them being honored as seniors for their 4 years with this hockey program. Nolan Kunzelman would like more goals, but he lost the handle. Make that Halligan. He would like a 2nd goal, but he's hammered anyway. As J.D. Schumann passed Luke Halverson, driving a 4-on-3, flung wide of the grasp of the left-handed Ryan Norkin. 5:50 to play in the 3rd. Remember, we're under a rolling clock. 10-0 Dublin Jerome is your score. Down this way, the Celtics. It's going to be a corner race for the puck. And downwards goes Matt Kish by Ryan Polcotti. Settled down behind the point was Hayden Hale. Scratch it, TJ Boroff. And scooped up by Evan Halligan again. He scored the 5th Celtic goal. Like I mentioned, if my calculations are right, that's 10 different goal scorers. Carter Brown, Kish, Nolan Kunzelman. That's 10. That one shot, Ryan Norkin's save, and a sweep towards TJ Boroff to drive. So the Panthers have swapped out 4. And down this way will come Kish. Very good on the skates is Kish. He sent it wide, however, on that shot. And settled down the point by Hayden Hale. Save again by Braden Hauser. Valuable experience for the freshman goalie. Flung on off the right leg of Braden Hauser. Avery Malecki, that goal, that shot might have been a goal. That one down low, Braden Hauser rebounds, swept away by Adam Booth. Booth dropped back right point for Hayden Hale. Firing wide right, rebound! Score for Joel Kunzelman, becoming the first Celtic to get multiple goals. 11-0. Dublin Jerome, 4:23 and ticking down to go in the third. Danny Murrow will come in for the faceoff. By the way, Bishop Watterson is currently leading 8-0 at this juncture. Bishop Watterson, by the way, was taking on St. Francis de Sales. Pass swept towards the right, just off a Springboro touch, and A.J. DeRosa. Here's Chris Scherer going on the other side for Cahill Coyle. Poked through by Brandon Chong. Got loose towards the slot. Kunzelman gets the goal. Make that Joel Kunzelman getting the third and the 11th goal scored. Down low comes Landon Hale. Chris Scherer comes up with it. That's A.J. DeRosa. We'll have Cahill Coyle batting it ahead. Off of A.J. DeRosa, settled back down by the Celtics in the neutral zone. 3:23 to play in the third. It's 11-0. Celtics your score here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Picked off by Jack Ryan in the left face-off circle. Some open ice time and a blast. Gavin Malecki off a Springboro Panther, poked away. I think Ryan might have had the last touch. Fired back at you. Cho, and saved by Braden Hauser. Sam Cho got that one-timer and gave it quite the speed as it blistered in towards the body of Braden Hauser. It's a save by Springboro's goalie with 2:51 and rolling to go in the third. 11-0 Celtics is your score. Also, I just noticed on the CHC _hockey's list, the CHC varsity teams, Bishop Watterson has marked out D in the sales. You know what Ohio State does when it's Michigan week, of course. Here's Surikov to Halverson. Great drop in that blue line. However, Halverson can't send it on target. Ryan Norkin will keep it out of the back of his net. It's 8-0 Bishop Watterson. Upper Arlington looks like they have 2 Bears in the box, according to the last update. Love this list feature. It's a 5-on-3 power play for New Albany for 1:23. That's some good opportunity there for the Eagles. Slade Surikov takes it away. Stringing it up ahead, down low, as J.D. Schumann trying to rotate it. But under 2 to play in the third. 11-0 Dublin Jerome. Here come the Celtics once again. Pushing on through. Shot saved. Braden Hauser rebound. Adam Booth unable to handle it cleanly. He will take it back in the Zamboni corner, take a check from J.D. Schumann, and drop it back at the left point. Here is Carter Brown. He'd like another one, but he's not getting one that time. Save by Braden Hauser. Back at you, Booth. Braden Hauser, another save. 1:32 and ticking to go in the third. 11-0 Dublin Jerome is your score as Coleman Hauser returns to the ice. Again, tomorrow's game will start at 7. We'll have the stream going when the senior night festivities begin. Face off, Danny Murrow, opposite of Jack Ryan. And back to Springboro we go as Coleman Hauser drives it. Sweeps a pass up top for A.J. DeRosa, but it's stripped by the lone defenseman in front, Hayden Hale. 1 minute left in regulation. 11-0 Dublin Jerome is your score here from South Metro Sportsplex. Celtics looking for one more. Right wing time. Here's Landon Hale. Landon Hale towards the slot. Stopped and saved by Braden Hauser. The closest one there would have been Jack Ryan. He was on the other side of Braden Hauser. We'll drop it to the goalie's left. Danny Murrow opposite of Jack Ryan once more. Landon Hale. Ryan rainbowing over the net. 30 seconds remain in regulation. Celtics up by 11. Coleman Hauser driving, looking towards the left. One final push for the Springboro offense. It's A.J. DeRosa caning it across the blue. 17 seconds left. Sweep for Murrow. Murrow left faceoff circle. Double teamed by the Celtics defense. And cleared away. That puck's going to roll towards Braden Hauser. He'll stomp on it. And it's going to be a one-on-one race with 5 seconds left. Landon Hale against Chris Scherer. Scherer gets it back Cahill Coyle to the neutral zone, and that's the game. Your final score here tonight, Dublin Jerome and the Celtics 11, Springboro Panthers 0. Springboro falls to 4-6 in conference play and 9-12 overall as Olentangy and the Braves come in next. Dublin Jerome goes to 10-11-1 on the season and 2-4-1-1 in Capital Hockey Conference play. That's now 2 in a row in conference play for the Celtics. 11-0 your score for Dublin Jerome. We'll go over all the goal scorers. There's 10 of them in this game. Only one with multiple goals, Joel Kunzelman, with the 3rd and 11th goal. Game-winning goal goes to Hayden Hale. He scored 49 seconds into the match between the points. Quick-fire shot. Hayden Hale gets the first goal. Avery Malecki, goal number 2. Joel Kunzelman, the 3rd goal. Also Matt Kish, Carter Brown. Nolan Kunzelman gets the 10th goal. Evan Halligan, the 5th goal. Anthony DiPaolo, the 9th goal. Landon Hale, the 4th goal. And 10 different Celtics score to make it 11-0 in favor of the visitors. Again, Springboro falls to 9-12 on the year, 4-6 in conference play. And now the Panthers look to Olentangy coming in tomorrow for senior night. In case you're wondering what the Braves are doing thus far, Olentangy 2-6, 8th place out of 8 teams in the white division, should have a very nice battle on tap tomorrow night. We hope you join us tomorrow. It's here on this same YouTube channel, youtube.com/South Metro Sports. I want to thank you for making us a part of your weekend as Dublin Jerome wins big at Springboro tonight. 11-0 Celtics, your final score. This is Lee W. Mowen signing off. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to talk to you again tomorrow, hockey fans, for Springboro versus Olentangy.